Hello, I hope you're all feeling well at the moment. I've had a couple of requests for some yoga stretches to help with sciatica. Someone who suffered with sciatica myself. I've just picked quite a few poses that actually helped mine. Some of them may help you, some may not. And just take things easy. This is not a cure for sciatica, it's just some ideas that may help you. We're going to start with really easy ones and then progress through it. And the closer we sort of get to the end of the session, the poses are going to become a little bit more challenging. But you can pick ones that you like. If you're not happy doing some of them, that's perfectly fine. Anything that causes you pain, don't do it. The stretch should always feel comfortable and should never hurt you. So let's start with the feet a comfortable distance apart, standing nice and tall. Just draw your abs in slightly and breathing in and out through your nose. Take a nice big deep breath in and a gentle stretch up. And as you breathe out, bringing the arms down. Don't let your body collapse as you come down. So we inhale and stretch up. And exhale, stay nice and tall. I'm going to do 2 more of these. If you're not happy breathing in and out through your nose, you can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And if you don't find that comfortable either, just breathe easy, breathing through your mouth. So this time we're just going to raise one arm. Take it slightly over to the side and breathe out and release. Same side again. Do 2 more on this side. Last one. Change sides, breathe in, bring the arm up, breathe out gently over. Step the feet a little bit wider apart this time. Right arm up, breathe in, and breathe out. Take that over to the side, just hold it there. 4 nice deep breaths. Coming up on your next in-breath, release on your out. Change in sides, deep breath in, over on your out breath. Walk the feet in. So as we move further on into our pose, we're going to hold each pose for about a minute. So I'll be using my timer. Standing lengthways on your mat, you just step forward with 1 foot. So if you've got your left foot forwards, you're going to twist to the left. If you've got your right foot forwards, you're going to twist to the right. Soften your knees, make sure you don't lock your knees back. So quads need to be nice and relaxed. You're going to bring the arms out level with the shoulders. Taking a deep breath in. As you breathe out, if your left leg is forward, twist left. If your right leg is forwards, twist to the right. Squeeze your thighs together. I'm going to put the timer on. Keep the feet nice and flat on the floor. And just aim to move your shoulders rather than trying to move your arms. Press big toes down into your mat. Try not not to roll through the feet. Keeping the breath nice and smooth. Find that you're struggling for breath or you're snatching for breath, you're probably over twisting. It's probably best just to back off out of that twist a little tiny bit. Soft pressing down into your feet. 5 seconds left. And to lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Keep your shoulders soft. Let's breathe in and come forwards. And breathe out. Stepping the feet together. Step forward, the opposite foot. I'll turn around so I've not got my back to you. So again, if your right foot is forward, twist right. If your left foot is forward this time, twist to the left. We're going to take a nice big deep breath in. Oops, and not fall over. And then breathe out and twist. So again, try not to move your arms. Try and get your twist through your shoulders, squeeze your inner thighs together, press those big toes down into the floor, keeping your feet as flat as you can on the mat. You'll probably find that you can twist a little bit more on one side than you can on the other. This is perfectly normal. We've got a little bit of imbalance between one side and the other. That may find easy on one side, might be a little bit more of a challenge on the opposite. And still keeping the breath nice and soft. Remember, if your breath is snatching, just release from your twist a little bit. Let's breathe in and come forwards. And stepping the feet together. So our next one is a little bit of a balance. Grab onto the wall if you need it, or a chair or anything like that. So what our balance is going to be, we're going to bring one knee up, hold it with the opposite hand, and just gently draw it across the body. So you're looking to get sort of a tiny bit of a stretch into your glutes or into the outside of your thigh. So remember, we do have a minute on each side. I think I'll just keep hold of this. I'm going to start with my right leg. This is my right leg. I'm going to hold the wall. Let's bring the leg up. Just gently take that knee across your chest, keeping your hips facing forwards. Try not to draw your hips with your knee. Standing nice and tall, breathing easy, holding the wall or a chair or your table. Supporting knee stays nice and soft, try not to lock it backwards. Keep it relaxed. You are sort of holding this leg up as well if you need to. You can hold underneath your thigh, you can hold underneath your knee. About keeping that supporting foot flat on your mat, try not to roll onto little toe side. And gently release it. We're going to change sides. Taking your weight onto the opposite leg. Bring the knee up. And gently take that across your body. Remember, keep your hips facing forwards, starting just a gentle stretch in the top of the legs. Try not to collapse your upper body. You don't want to be leaning forwards. Chest lifted, shoulders are relaxed. goes well with your lower back. Make sure that you're not sticking your bottom out and your chest out. And keep a natural curve on your lower back. And gently release. So just give the legs a little bit of a shake. And come and stand once again with your feet underneath your hips. Let's take 4 nice big deep breaths. Breathe in, stay nice and tall and breathe out. And again, breathe in. And out. We've got 2 more like this. Back onto the mat this way. Still your feet are underneath your hips. Knees are nice and soft. And popping your hands onto your thighs. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you to hinge forward through your hips. And just bring your hands down towards your knees. Pull the tummy in. Think about keeping your shoulders back. Don't lean on your legs, don't force your knees back, keep your knees soft. So I'm starting to stretch them over your glutes, your bum cheeks, maybe down a little bit into your legs. Think about that distance between your chin and the base of your throat. You don't want to be looking forwards because you're going to compress the back of your neck. You want to try and keep the back of the neck nice and long. So your neck is either in a neutral position or you can bring your chin down towards the base of your throat, whichever you find the most comfortable in your neck. So let's take another nice big deep breath in. If you're happy to, take your hands down towards your shins. If that feels uncomfortable, just come back up towards, hands towards your knees. Let's take another nice big deep breath in. Feel you can go a little bit further, slide your hands down towards your ankles. Keep those knees nice and soft. Relax your head completely. Take a nice deep breath in. I want you to raise your head and look down towards your mat. Bend your knees, pop your hands onto the floor and slowly come down onto your knees and swing your feet to one side and bring your legs forwards. So we're now sat down on our mat. So we're going to think about trying to get a stretch into our lower back. So this is not about coming into a forward bend. So I want you to place your feet on the floor at hips width apart. Hands can either go around the backs of your knees or around the front of your shins. I want you to take a nice big deep breath in. Sit nice and tall, and then think about taking your abdomen towards your thighs and your knees towards your shoulders. Be able to feel this in your lower back, sort of either side of your spine. Some days you may feel your sciatica in your back. You may feel it either in your right leg or your left. Some of you may even feel it in both. Always find a stretch that is comfortable. You don't want to put yourself in any undue pain or anything like that. You're just looking to try and keep the sciatic nerve nice and long. Let's gently relax that. Excellent. So we're going to stretch out the left leg, keeping the right one where it is, but I want you to bring your foot as close to your thigh as you can. Try not to collapse and sag. Stay sitting nice and tall and draw that leg in as much as you can. You can hug it with your arm, so if your right knee is towards your chest, hug it with your right arm, with your left, hug it with your left arm. So again, we want to be sat nice and tall. So the leg that is out straight is relaxed. We don't need to do anything with that leg. We are going to stay here for a minute. And if you find that any of these stretches work better than others, you can always just pick out the few that you like and you can hold them for longer. Try holding them sort of 1 to 5 minutes. Very gently, let's release, swap sides. So you're drawing the foot as close to the top of the thigh as you can, keeping your back nice and straight, hugging in with 1 or 2 arms, it doesn't really matter as long as you're comfortable. And the leg that's straight. Relax. Every now and again, it's probably worth just checking in with your posture to make sure that you're not slowly collapsing. You want to stay nice and tall. As we're going through these stretches, we're going to get a little bit deeper and deeper into your hips, into the tops of your legs. And whenever you feel that something is a little bit too much, you can always stop. So our next one, we're going to go back to the first leg, but this time I want you to cross it over. And the foot can either rest by your shin, your knee, or it can come up a little bit higher. But we want to be sat nice and tall, so this is really going to increase the stretch now, right at the top of the leg that is crossed over and maybe a little bit into your hips. So we're going to wrap the opposite arm around that leg, hug it into your body, and then with your free arm, take that behind your back for support. Sit tall and gently twist. If the twist feels too much, just keep your chest facing the front. Nice deep breaths as we hold the pose. Keep this foot nice and flat on the floor. Looking your thigh towards your abdomen and your knee up towards your opposite shoulder. And we're gently going to release. So untwist first of all, give the legs a little shake. Cross over the opposite leg. And again, the foot either by the shin, the knee, or up by your thigh. So we're going to hug the leg with the opposite arm and twist the opposite way. So again, if you don't think the twist is working for you, you can leave the twist part out and just hug the knee towards your opposite shoulder, thigh towards your abdomen. Keep the chest facing forwards. It's really important that you're comfortable, that you're looking for that stretch right over your hip, glute, maybe down a little bit into your leg. Any of the poses for a full minute, just hold it for as long as you can, but try and make sure that you hold it the same on each side. Excellent. Let's gently release. Stretch that leg out and give the legs a shake. Right, so I'm going to come and turn around and face this way. So we're going to bend one leg back, the other leg is going to bend forwards. So I want you to have a gap between the sole of your foot and your knee. It does make it a little bit easier to be in this pose. This is called Bikini pose. And we want to aim the chest over this front knee. So you've got a stretch here in this hip, and as we start to lean forwards over the knee, you're going to get the stretch back into this hip. I'm going to pop the hands onto the floor, and if that is enough, you can hold it there and always lower a little bit more. Walk the hands forwards, bring your forearms onto the floor, or you can come all the way down, rest your head onto your hands, or even a little pillow and your head can come onto the floor. So either of those options is fine. It depends how your hips are feeling today. So you've either got your head on the floor, forearms on the floor, or your hands on the floor. Looking for comfort and stretch. Don't want any pain. Excellent. Gently going to release it. So walk up, untwist your body back to the front, bring that leg forwards and the other leg forwards. Just going to sit in the centre as we swap sides. So taking the other leg back and bending forward again. You've got that nice big gap between the sole of your foot and your knee. Turning the chest to face over that bent leg. And we can either have hands on the floor or arms. You can also make fists. Rest your head there as well if you want to. Or a little pillow. And pop your head onto your hands. So the whole of the body is relaxed. Not holding any tension. If you feel that you're holding tension in your body, you're probably trying to push yourself a little bit too far. So you can always come back up. Just hold it somewhere that you can keep your body really relaxed. Gently come up, twist the body back to the front, bring the legs forwards. So I'm going to take that a little bit deeper this time. When you bring this leg back, I want you to aim to line this leg with the straight edge of your mat, and this leg with this straight edge of your mat. And then the aim is to get both of your hip bones down onto the floor. So you may find that this knee starts to come up. I'm just going to hold that there for a minute. If you need to, use your hand, press your hand into the floor and ease this hip down. So as you're easing this hip down, you want to think about relaxing this opposite knee down towards the floor. So if you've already got sort of this hip is down and this knee is down, you can then turn and start to lie forward over this bent leg. I just don't particularly find it comfortable to lean over the leg, so I'm going to stay here. So as you start to practice your stretches, you will also get to know what your limitations are, what feels comfortable, what doesn't, and you always work with what suits you, and sometimes that's one thing on one day and a different thing on another day, which also is perfectly fine. So let's gently release, lean all the way over onto your supporting hand and bring this back leg forwards. So as we change sides, this shin is going to line up with that edge of our mat, and this one is going to line up with the front. So again, I don't find this particularly any more comfortable on this side, so I'm going to stay just using my hand to press this hip down onto the floor and think about relaxing this knee down at the same time. If you find this side is easy, again, you can turn and face over this knee and start to lean forwards. Try not to bring this hip up off the floor. Keep this one down. Quick posture check as well, so you're not collapsing. Keep the chest lifted, keep your shoulders relaxed. Down towards the mat, and let this leg relax and let the knee sink towards the floor. Excellent. You gently relax, so we're going to lean over so we can release this hip. Give it a helping hand if it needs it, and just bring the legs forwards and give them a little bit of a shake. Right, we're going to come and lie down now. So I've got a pillow. So again, we're going a little bit deeper into our hips back and thighs. So we're going to start by getting nice and comfortable in a semi-supine position. If you need something under the back of your head, or grab yourself a cushion or a block, because we want to aim to keep the chin down towards the base of the throat. Try not to lie with your chin up in the air so that you're looking backwards. Feet and knees are a hip's width apart, and the back is nice and relaxed on your mat. Reclined pigeon. Loads of different options for this one. So we're going to start just by placing your right ankle onto your left knee, keeping your hips nice and square. Just ease that knee away. We're going to hold this here and take 4 nice deep breaths. So if that feels enough of a stretch, hold it there. If you want to move a little bit deeper, we're going to lift this left foot or left leg off the floor, then interlace the hands behind the back of the thigh. Again, you want your hips to stay facing forward so they're square on. So take a deep breath in As you breathe out, let's lift that leg up and hold behind the back of the thigh. 4 deep breaths. The next 4, to push your knee against your ankle. Once again, we're deepening the stretch. Take 4 nice deep breaths. So another 4. Breath in. Keep the knee away. Gently place the foot back onto the floor. Cross your leg all the way over. And relax. So uncrossing the legs. Repeat exactly the same onto the opposite side. Taking the ankle to the knee, keeping the hips squared up. Just gently easing this knee away from you. Try not to move into your hips. And 1 nice deep breath in. Happy to take it a little bit deeper, we're going to lift the right leg up. Holding behind the back of the thigh. Just keeping that nice and relaxed for 4 deep breaths. A little bit deeper into the stretch. Press your knee against your ankle. Four more deep breaths in. That foot back onto the floor. Cross the leg over. Relax. So now uncross the legs. Staying in our semi-supine position, making sure we're nice and comfortable. I want you to bring your right knee in towards your chest. You can either hold behind the back of your thigh or around the front of your shin. I want you to think about bringing your thigh onto your abdomen and then your knee up towards your shoulder. Keep the other leg bent. Option for this stretch is to extend the other leg straight as well. More deep breaths. leg in. And release that foot back onto the floor. Always try to return to that neutral semi-supine position after each exercise. Take a deep breath in. You're going to bring that left leg in, aiming your left thigh down towards your abdomen, your left knee up towards your left shoulder, and then you're either holding behind your thigh or around your shin. Feel comfortable, don't worry, just keep the leg bent, keep the foot on the floor. Four more deep breaths. Straight leg, foot onto the floor. And release. Leg just returning back to your neutral semi-supine position. Excellent. So let's gently sit up. Okay, so our next one is going to be a twist. If you have any blocks, you can use blocks. You can also use cushions. You may or may not even need them. I'm going to use them because you sometimes find this a little bit better to relax. So we're going to aim to hold each twist for about a minute on each side. So we want the feet and knees hips width apart. And when you twist, if you're using anything for support for your knees, just make sure that is going to be in the right position. My knees are going to go to the left, so my block is on the left hand side. And take the arms along the floor level with your shoulders. Take a nice big deep breath in. As you breathe out, release your knees to the side where your block is and allow this leg to get comfortable. What we're looking for is the stretch on the opposite leg, so this is the one that's going to come over the top. And that foot can either rest on your knee, it may come all the way over, rest on the floor. We're looking to get this stretch right down here. So we want to keep both shoulders flat on the mat. Let's put that timer on. This was one of my favourite stretches when my sciatica was really bad about 9 years ago. Is to get as comfortable as you can so that your body is completely relaxed and you can enjoy the stretch. Out breath. Just let your body relax just a tiny little bit more. I'm going to roll all the way over and then bring this top leg back and then bring both legs back together. I just found that was a lot more gentler is not a word. It was a better way to come out of the twist, especially when my sciatica was quite bad. I just found it so much easier to roll all the way over to try and swing back. So So let's move everything to the opposite side, making sure that your block's going to be in the right position. Take the arms along the floor level with your shoulders, take a nice deep breath in. When you breathe out, release the knees. Make sure that you're nice and comfortable. And then we're going to bring the other leg over the top. Aiming to find that nice stretch on this side as well. Once you find that nice stretch, it's going to come down, back over your butt cheeks, down into the top of your leg. Hold it there. You can also use your other hand and pop that on your knee as well. I tend to be able to twist slightly better this way. I do use my hand. Just added a little bit of extra weight to get deeper into that twist. And you can use as many blocks and cushions and things that you need to put underneath your knees. Excellent, so I'm going to roll all the way over on this side as well. And I'll gently swing that back to centre. Return back to our semi-supine position. And just take some nice easy breaths, making sure roll back to being comfortable. Okay, I'm just going to sit up for a second. So our next pose is an inverted pose. So you do need a little bit of yoga experience for this one. It's one of those sort of poses that if you're not happy turning yourself upside down, it's perfectly fine, you don't need to do it if you don't want to. If you don't want to turn yourself upside down, you just want to sit straight and just reach forwards, bringing your hands down to your knees, your shins, your ankles or your toes. So if you're happy to turn yourself upside down, we're going to lie down and take our feet over the top. This is into plough pose. I found this the most beneficial pose for my sciatica. But as I say, it's not the easiest of things to get into, and some days it works and some days it doesn't. So when you lie down, you need to have plenty of room behind your head. So we're going to start off quite small. So lifting the hips, hands are going to go underneath your bum. Bring your knees in towards your chest and take your legs up into the air. This is a really simplified version of a shoulder stand. So our next step is to tilt the hips a little bit more. So we're just going to make our hands into fists and sit on our hands. So as we move further and further into our plough pose, if for any reason it makes you feel strange or weird or sick or anything, you don't need to go any further. If you've recently had coughs, colds, anything wrong with your sinuses, your ears, your eyes, or it's time of the month, keep it here or even lower. So our next step is to lift the hips off the floor. Bend your knees, swing your legs up and take hold of your hips. So once the back is off the floor, it is so important that you keep your head straight. So if you need to, if you want to watch what's going on, come down first of all, watch this section and then rewind it and then you can have a go. Try not to turn your head. So we're going to walk the hands a little bit further down the back, coming right up onto our shoulders. And see if you can take your right foot down towards the floor. See how it feels. Bring it back up. Try the left. See how that feels. And if you're happy, come into plank pose. You can take both over. And you can also take your hands over towards your feet. So this gives you a nice big stretch. Back of your hips, right the way over, maybe down towards the backs of your knees. Good stretch for the sciatic nerve. And if you want to start to strengthen your back, bring the legs up and then take the legs down. I find that when my sciatica plays up, I can't get my feet anywhere near my hands. I struggle to lift my legs up and down. It's also good balance for you as well. Do one more. Bring the feet back onto the floor. We're going to bring the hands back to support your back, bend your legs. Just take a couple of breaths there before we release this down onto the mat. When you're coming down, I want you to keep your forehead as close to your knees as you can. And roll down onto the mat and stay curled up in a little ball once you're down on your mat. So bring your hands behind the backs of your knees, roll down onto your back, hold it there. Release the knees away from your chest, pop your hands onto the floor, your feet onto the floor, and then relax your head down. So we're just going to release the neck for a second or two. So I want you to lift your chin and look behind. Let's take a couple of easy breaths there. Lifting the head off the floor. Just come back to semi-supine position. We're going to sit ourselves up for our pigeon pose. So to sit up, you can either roll onto your side or you can sit up. So for our pigeon pose, we're going to start in a box position. Doesn't have to be a perfect box position. So I want you to bring your right knee towards your right wrist and then start to move your right foot towards your left wrist. So we can always adjust this lower right leg as we start to move further down into our pigeon pose. We're going to go backwards now with our left knee. And depending on your flexibility, you may need blocks and they can go under your right hip. You may not need them, you may be able to get that hip down onto the floor. Try not to roll, you want to keep your body in a centred position. I'm going that down. So again, you're looking for somewhere that is completely comfortable. This is my favourite go-to stretch for my sciatica, but yours may be something completely different. So for this pose, we can either keep it here and keep the arms straight. You may be able to come down onto your forearms. If you feel that you can go a little bit lower, make fists with your hands. Rest your head onto your hands. Or you can make a little pillow and your head can come down and rest on your hands. Once you've got to your comfortable stretch in your right hip and right leg, I want you to relax completely. Try not to hold any tension in your left leg. Turn your head to one side as well if that helps. You can also use a little cushion. Sometimes it feels quite nice to actually just close your eyes. Turn your head back to face the front. Start to slowly come up, so maybe onto your forearms, then onto your hands. Turn your back toes under and start to push your left knee forwards. Just bring it in, slide your right foot back and slide your right knee away from your wrist. All the way back, and just sit back onto your heels. Take a couple of easy breaths, and we're going to go and do the other side. Bring the hands forward again. Left knee towards left wrist, and start to wiggle. Lower left leg, aim your ankle or your toes towards your right hand. Turn right toes under and start to move that right knee backwards. So again, using your block or your cushion, that can go underneath your left hip. Try not to loll over to one side. Try and keep your body nice and central. Again, options are to stay with the arms straight, shoulders relaxed. You may find that a bit better to come down onto your forearms or onto your fists, or make your little pillow with your hands. If you're turning your head, make sure you turn it the opposite way this time. Once you've got comfortable, completely relax. And remember, you can close your eyes as well if you want to. Use that out breath. So both legs nice and relaxed. Just a couple more deep breaths. If you turned your head, bring your head back to centre. Start to slowly work your way back up. Remember to turn those back toes under. Start to bring the right knee in. And slide the left foot back. Slide the left knee back. And bring that to a kneeling position. And we're going to bring toes together and the knees apart. Try and keep your hips onto your heels as you walk your hands forwards. We're just going to come down into a little frog stretch. Really think about hips back, shoulders forwards, arms forwards. Try not to throw your shoulders forwards there. Active stretch, hips back, arms forwards, spine nice and long. Slowly making your way down as close to the floor as you can. And when you get to a comfortable position, we're going to release the stretch. And we're going to relax. You use a pillow, if you've got one. Just get nice and comfortable. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Stay in that position for as long as you want to. Make sure when you come up nice and slowly. Just return to a normal kneeling position. Just let your hips relax. And when you're ready, take a nice big deep breath in. Bring the hands together. When you breathe out, the hands are going to come down the centre line of the body to rest at your heart. I wish you peace and good health. Namaste.